Greetings everyone, we are in the shop today. The reason why is because the other day I was helping my neighbor with some stuff around their house, doing some little repairs, just trying to be a gentlemanly neighbor, and I needed to run to the hardware store and get a few parts to help them out. Everything that could go wrong that day went wrong. So when all this stuff went down, the last thing that happened was this flat tire. Luckily, I know how to handle a situation like that, but some of you may not. That could be a scary thing depending on the road that you're on, where you're at. So what I've done is I've reset the situation here. I've actually put the flat tire back on the truck, put the spare away as it was before this incident happened, and I'm gonna take you through step by step of the process of changing a tire. Now, obviously I didn't have a camera with me. I wasn't gonna film everything as it was going down. I needed to get this tire changed, get off the road and back home, finish helping out my neighbor, and then deal with this. The good news is that the manufacturers of cars always put everything you need to change a tire in the vehicle. It's somewhere in your vehicle. You may need to refer to your owner's manual, which I'll show you what to look for in there, because there's a couple things that you need to know to make sure you do it properly and safe. This is a 2015 F150. Couple things to point out about the spare. This vehicle comes with what is called a full-size spare. That means the same size tire that's already on your vehicle. Most cars nowadays, sedans, coupes, the smaller vehicles, they come with what's called a donut. A donut is designed to be put on the vehicle to get you safely home or to a service station. Don't put a donut on and then start cruising around for the next year or so thinking that that's perfectly fine. I'll show you an example of what a donut is compared to a full-size spare. All right, so here's an example of a donut. Now I took this out of one of my other vehicles, but you can clearly see the size difference in something like this to a regular tire that's on this truck. And I know I'm comparing a donut from a car to a tire on a truck. Yes, there's going to be a big difference. I'm just trying to point out the fact that this is not meant for your day-to-day street traveling, okay? This is just a Band-Aid, essentially, for your car to get you to a service station, a tire shop, the dealership, anywhere you need to go to get a new tire put on. Now, if you've purchased your vehicle brand new, chances are you've got everything you need in order to change the tire within the vehicle itself. Somewhere tucked away is a jack, a tire iron to remove the lug nuts and the spare tire itself. It's up to you to look through your owner's manual for your kind of car to find out where those things are. The concept of changing tires is relatively the same in every vehicle. If you bought your car secondhand, you might want to take the time before anything happens to check and make sure everything's in there in the event you do get a flat tire so that you are prepared to handle that situation. And stay tuned for the end of this video. I'm gonna give you a couple of tips just to give you peace of mind so that you're ready in any kind of situation that may occur. Check your owner's manual so you can find the location of your jack, your lug wrench, and your spare tire, whether it be a full-size tire or a donut. If you don't have an owner's manual because you have purchased a previously owned vehicle, you can definitely go online and find out that information. What we're gonna do right now is recreate the whole scenario that happened to me from my perspective of being inside the vehicle, and I'll walk you through how to handle that. Sometimes this situation can occur when you get up in the morning and get ready to head out for the day. You notice, oh, I have a flat. But another time you could be out driving, you could be on the highway, and people are going 80 miles an hour. You have to be ready in the event you have a tire failure so that you know how to handle that situation safely. Let's go to the inside of the truck so I can recreate what happened to me as I was driving along. The first thing that happened is that my tire sensors started going crazy. They were making all sorts of noise, caught my attention. I looked down and I could see that the tire pressure on one of my tires started going down rapidly. It was registering 27, then it flashed to 24. Then 18. I knew I had a problem. At that point, the first thing on my mind was getting off the road and away from traffic. When this situation happens, you want to get off the road as quickly and as safely as possible. Do not continue to drive on a flat tire. That could really damage your rim and cost you a lot more money than what just a simple tire replacement could be. I've seen people all the time, they get a flat tire and they're just still cruising along and sparks are flying all over the place. You're killing me. Just get off the road safely. That way you're not risking yourself or somebody else. What you want to look for is a nice level spot if you can find it. That way, when you jack the vehicle up, it's not going to try to roll in one direction or another. Luckily, I was up on a level spot and I was approaching a turn lane. A turn lane can be your best friend in this type of situation, but what you want to remember is pulling into the turn lane and staying in the back of the turn lane. Pulling into the turn lane does not have any traffic behind you. Now, depending on where you're having the issue, whether it's on the right side or the left side of the vehicle, you want to make sure you give yourself enough space to do some work. The other thing you want to make sure that you do once you come to a complete stop, make sure you turn your hazard lights on to caution traffic around you. Be sure to apply your parking brake to prevent your vehicle from moving when you start to raise the vehicle off the ground. Now, just so I can show you, I did pull the owner's manual out of my truck. I always check this whenever I get a new vehicle to make sure I understand where the tools are that are necessary to complete a tire change, where the jack is, how to retrieve the spare, because in an F-150, the full-size spare is located under the vehicle. If you're not familiar with how pickup trucks store the spare tire, you could be totally lost. Check your owner's manual. Definitely gives you a lot of information. The other thing that you need to make sure you understand is jack points. You want to make sure you jack up the vehicle in a safe location so it doesn't throw the balance off and you can safely remove the tire. So here's the owner's manual of the F-150. You can see it's telling you where the tools are. Also, it's telling you here where the jack points are. And we're going to get into that in just a second. First thing you want to do is find out which tire is the culprit. Looking down, there's the bad one. Definitely flat. Not a bit of air left in that one. Now we got to change it out. What we need to do first is to get all our tools ready, including the spare tire. In an F-150, this particular one with the crew cab, the tools are located behind the back seat. Behind the back seat of a pickup truck, if you believe it. We do here, pull this latch, the seat folds down, and here they are. Oftentimes these jacks are put in under a light tension, so you need to actually raise the jack up while it's in place in order for it to come free. So I'm out here by the tire now and I've got all my tools in place. We've got a couple of just some steel rods here. And then this one that's kind of angled. Now, if you notice, this is actually a wrench. This is what you're going to use to remove these lug nuts. The other thing that these tools will do also helps you get out your spare tire, at least for this truck. Spare tire, again, located under the bed of the truck. So let's head back there and get our spare. I'm sitting on the ground here to show you the location of the spare. I'm actually kind of halfway under the truck. Move the cam down so you can see right here is the spare tire. How do you get that out? Do you have to crawl under the vehicle? No, there's a mechanical pulley under here that will actually lower the tire down. Here's the back end of the truck. This is where you hook up your trailer lights if you have them. But over here, something that most people don't even know what that is. If I fold it down, there's a little key slot. That is how you get to your spare tire. The other thing people don't know is the location of the key for this, because this truck utilizes a push button start with just the key fob. I want to show you, I have the key fob to the truck. When you look at it, there's this tiny little button, right? You push that down. When you do, you can see there's a hidden key. Head over to your spare tire, turn, slides right out. Now you have access to that pulley to lower the spare. What you need to do now is go ahead and put your tools together like this. Save this one for just a second, but that pulley operates with the end of this. This end slides into the mechanical crank, and then when you start turning it, the spare tire will lower. It goes in at an angle and it will stop. Then you take this, put it on the end here, so you can turn it with ease. You need to make sure you give yourself enough slack so you could slide the tire out from under the vehicle and also remove the holding bracket. Can be a little tricky to get this bracket out. What I find is you put your hand through the tire and you want to pinch one side of the cable with the bracket like this, and it'll come out. Try to get that out of the way, then you can slide the tire out. Let's take our tools and our tire up to where the flat is. Don't forget about these. Now that we're back here at the flat tire, we need to start raising the vehicle up off the ground so we can remove this tire in favor of the spare. One thing you need to do before you start lifting the tire completely off the ground, go ahead and loosen these lug nuts. The weight of the vehicle with the tire down on the ground will hold the tire in place as you turn those lug nuts. But keep in mind, just loosen them. And the tools that you get, you'll notice one of them has a hook. This hook goes into the hole at the end of the jack, so that way it can turn easily. I want to talk a little bit about jack placement. Come on underneath the truck so I can show you how the manufacturer has marked the frame where to put the jack. If you notice right there on the frame, there's an arrow that's been punched out of the frame. That, according to the owner's manual, indicates where you need to place the jack to safely raise the vehicle off the ground. Again, I'm just going to get it started. You see that I'm turning, and the vehicle starts to lift. I'm not going to go all the way, just to put some tension, and now I'm going to remove those lug nuts. This vehicle has 6 lug nuts. You want to make sure that you loosen each of them. Slip the wrench on, and turn. Now that they're all loose, I'm going to go ahead and raise the vehicle up off the ground so I can swap out the tires. After a few turns, I always stop and do a spot check to make sure the jack isn't leaning one way or the other, it's still solid, and then I'll go ahead and continue raising the vehicle. Now that the tire is up off the ground, we can remove the rest of the lug nuts by hand and then pull this flat tire off. Let's get this out of the way. We'll go ahead and bring in the spare. You want to line up the studs to the hole before you do any heavy lifting, and then slide it in place. These tires are heavy. Normally I'm doing it in a little different position. I'm in front of it, putting it in place, holding it's a lot easier. I'm trying to do it from the side so you get a clear view. It might appear I'm struggling a little bit, because I am. Just gonna go ahead and put the lug nuts back on. So I just put them on hand tight. Go ahead and take your wrench, try to snug them up a little bit more. When you tighten lug nuts on a tire, it's very important to do it in a star pattern. You want the tension, the pressure to be even throughout. You don't want to put them on in a circular motion because the tire could be tightened at an angle, off alignment. You want it to be uniform across. So it's recommended that you do it in a star pattern. Now we're going to go ahead and start to lower the vehicle back down on the ground. Again, just putting some pressure, enough pressure so that that wheel doesn't spin anymore when we try to tighten these lug nuts down. Now that there's pressure on these, I'm going to go ahead and tighten these down really good. Remember, in a star pattern. I always try to double check the tightness of these lug nuts and get them on as tight as possible. I'll never forget the one time years ago I changed the tire and forgot this step. I forgot to tighten the lug nuts. Got all the way home, went to change the tire. I can unloosen these lug nuts by hand. Very dangerous. They could have flown off. The wheel could have flown off while I was driving it home. Double check this. Make sure these lug nuts are tight. Now that we feel good about this, we can go ahead and lower the vehicle down to the ground and get the jack out from underneath. I'm going to slide this on. Just go the opposite direction. You'll see the vehicle come on down. You'll feel the jack come free, and then you can slide it out from underneath the vehicle. At this point, I'm just going to do a double check, make sure I didn't leave anything out and about, and then I'll throw the flat tire in the back of the truck, and I can be on my way. As I put all this stuff away, please be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you're notified whenever I put out new content. Hit the like button if you found this video useful or even just entertaining. Really appreciate it, helps the channel. Let me get this stuff away. And there you have it. That's it. That's how you change a tire. If I can do it, I know you can do it too. All you need to know is where your tools are, where your spare is located, and then also a little bit of muscle to get that vehicle up off the ground. That's all there is to it. So now you're more prepared in the event of a flat. All right, here we go. I promised earlier in the video I would share some tips with you to make you better prepared and maybe even to avoid this issue altogether. Tip number 1. First thing, talk to your car insurance. Most of the big names have this thing called 24-hour roadside assistance, and it costs anywhere from like $15 to $30 for a 6-month period of time. It's a no-brainer. It's not that much money. If you are really stuck, don't feel comfortable, it's a scary night, you don't want to be out there, traffic's crazy, all you got to do is go onto the app, request the roadside assistance, they'll have a tow truck there in no time. Speaking of insurance, that brings me to number 2. Tip number 2, you can have an add-on policy or a separate policy to your cell phone bill, right? That device that you can't leave home without. You can add a roadside service. I know at least my service provider does. A few bucks every month. That way, whatever happens, you will be covered. Now, why do I have that on my insurance, as in tip 1, plus on my cell phone? What my phone service provider offers is that wherever I am at, wherever that phone is at, it doesn't even have to be my car. If I'm in my friend's car who doesn't take care of his car and we're stranded, I've got my phone, I'm covered. You can be too. Check your phone service provider, see if they offer that. Very good thing to have, and it's not very expensive. Number 3, be sure to rotate your tires. And no, I don't mean by going for a drive so they spin. This is part of the maintenance on your vehicle that is so commonly overlooked. Have your tires rotated. I think most service stations cost like 25 bucks. They will rotate your tires. It's basically taking the back 2, putting them where the front 2 are, taking the front 2, flipping them, putting them in the back. The owner's manual can give you a little more information on that. Plus, they will also recommend how often you should do that. By rotating your tires will wear evenly. If they don't wear evenly, there's going to be one spot that gets worn down prematurely and could cause a blowout. Rotate your tires. Tires will last a lot longer, save you money, keep you from getting stranded out there on the side of the road, having to change a flat. Tip number 4. Tip number 4 is probably somewhat of a common sense tip. However, in the heat of the moment, when you get a flat, you're kind of panicking, you're a little nervous, oh my gosh, what's going on? Something's happening. You want to get over off to the side of the road, out of traffic, but you forget to see where you have placed your vehicle, where you have parked, where you have finally stopped. You need to be mindful of that because when you go to lift up the car, a lot of pressure, a lot of weight is going to be on the jack. Think about that for a minute. If you are on soft ground or sand and you start to jack up, guess what? That jack is just going to sink right down into the ground. It needs to be somewhat of a solid surface. That's why I recommended the turning lane because you're still on the asphalt. Definitely going to save you from having to have any jack issues or weight distribution issues and that jack sinking into the ground. And finally, that brings me to tip number 5. My 5th tip is to check the pressure in your spare tire. Nobody does this. Honestly, when I had the flat, I hadn't done it in a while. Scared me because as soon as I put that spare on, I have no idea if it's full of air, low of air, no air. I didn't know until I lowered the vehicle down on the ground. Check the pressure in your spare tire. It's very important. Not something you have to do every week or anything like that. You never know when you're gonna need it. That's it for me. I'm the Capable Gentleman showing you ways to go from dirty to dapper, encouraging you to never stop learning. Be kind, everyone. See you next week.